Hey, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This live is really not for you, it's for me. Um, there's so much going on. So much happening around the world, in our lives, with our families. So much. And you can find yourself overwhelmed. And I've been talking about this a lot lately. It's so crazy. Um, but it's so true. And I just found out tonight that one of my former colleagues just died. And I don't know why it hit so hard, but it did. You know, people have been having so much death in their families and with their friends, and there's just been so many losses. So, this is one of those moments where this is really cathartic for me, right? It's cathartic. You know, I found myself, just talking to God and just asking Him, the tough questions, And I know I'm not the only one asking those tough questions, asking why God, why, why? Oh, thank you, Britt. You had your own loss. You all listen. If I could say anything to you, it would be this: love people. You know, just love them. It really kind of hit me because my cousin put a post up talking about COVID-19, and um, he was talking about how what took some other people out, that he was able to survive it. And, I really thought about that. When I got diagnosed or tested positive for COVID-19, I had just found out that my uncle died from COVID-19. And I remember how I felt my mortality. Like I really felt like, you know, I could die from this, right? And when you feel your mortality, you begin to move differently. And I've been talking a lot about moving differently when you have certain revelations and stuff. But I knew that I could not take my foot off the gas, because if God spared me, there had to be a reason that He spared me. Like it couldn't just be, for no reason at all. Like, why is it some people get COVID-19 and they die, and some people get COVID-19 and they live? Like, what is the difference between the people who die and the people who live? Like, we don't even know all of the differences, but this is what I do know. I know that the fact that I survived means that I survived for a reason. The fact that I'm still here means that I'm here for a reason. And so, as I found out about my colleague Kwame Lillard, I had to think about the impact that he had on the freedom movement, on civil rights, on Africana, Pan African, African American studies. And I can remember when um, I taught intro to Africana Studies at TSU, and I can remember just partnering with that department and how supportive he was and how amazing he was. And I just, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. And I don't know if People always understand that when you're the strong person, when you're the person that always encourages everybody else, who encourages you? Like, there's a song by Escape called Who Can I Run To? And that's what I'm really feeling tonight. Like tonight, it's like, and I'm not saying that I don't have friends. I was on the phone with one of my friends when I got the news, and I couldn't. It was too much. It just was too much. It was too much. And then what do you say, right? Like, what do you say to it? Like, but all I could think is, oh my God, this is too much. It's just too much. I just kept hearing God say, hold on. And I know that message isn't just for me. I know it's for you too. Like, hold on. I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot going on. I know the temptation is to withdraw. The temptation is to just disconnect yourself. I know that's the temptation, but don't do it, because the enemy wants us to be disconnected. The enemy wants us not to continue to press. The enemy wants us to just be overwhelmed and overburdened, and feel like we just out here by ourselves. And I know that that's what it is, because it's something that happens to us when we feel that sense of loneliness, that sense of isolation. You're right, Brittany. There has to be a shift coming. Like, that has to be what it is. It has to be that we're getting ready to step into a new season. Like, it has to be that. But even in knowing that, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. And so I just want to encourage you guys to hold on. And then the next thing I want to encourage you to do, next thing I want to encourage you to do is I encourage you to check on your strong friends. Check on the people that normally encourage you and support you. Check on them, love on them, bless them, because I'm telling you, it's hard. It's hard when you carry the weight of other people and other people's lives and what's going on with them. When you carry that stuff, it can be a lot. People, a friend of mine had someone that she was connected to who recently committed suicide. And she said, I don't understand it. He was a minister, he was a leader, he was a mentor. Everything seemed to be good. Well, I understood, because just because everything seems to be good doesn't mean everything is good. And often it is those leaders, the ones that, carry everybody else, that are most vulnerable, because they're carrying not just their stuff, but everybody else's stuff too. And people don't know it and they don't realize it, because you get good at covering, you get good at being good. Like, I'm good when you ain't good. And so I just know, I just know, I just know that it can be a lot. It can be a lot. And right now, that spirit of depression, that spirit of suicide is running rampant because of the holiday season. In this season, those spirits like operate in extra heavy force. And so I just canceled the assignment of the spirit of depression and the spirit of suicide off of the lives of people. I canceled the assignment. I send it back to the pits of hell. I declare and decree that we shall live and not die. We shall live to see the works of the Lord, right? We shall live to complete the assignments that God has given us. We will not give up. We will not quit. It is not an option, but instead that we will press in right now into God, into the presence of God, into the spirit of God, so that no matter what it looks like on the outside, no matter what it feels like, then we will continue on knowing that God's got us, that he's carrying us, that he is moving on our behalf, that his favor goes before us, that his love envelops us. And in those times when you feel the most alone, that you will fall into God's arms and you will allow him to wrap you in his love, so that you will know that you know that you know when you can't count on man, you can count on God. And know this, know that there will be times when God will literally not allow people to be available to you just so that you can press into him. Just so you can press into him. Because he doesn't want us to get it twisted. He doesn't want us to get it twisted and think it's people or it's about people. We got to press into God. We got to trust God. Like that has to be it. He has to be our source. If he is not our source, that is a whole problem. Like, what do you do when your source is not available? When your normal outlet is not there? Like, what do you do? There's so much going on, so many changes, so many shifts, so much stuff happening. But y'all, I declare and decree that the glory of God shall be made manifest in the earth realm, that everything that happens is working together for our good. Check on your strong friends. Check on your friends that you think have it all together and everything is going good for them. Check on them. Check on them. Just because it looks like it on the outside doesn't mean, I know you think that they don't need anything, but you don't know what they need. So when the Spirit of God moves you, do what God says. Bless them. Don't think that, you've got it all figured out, because there's a reason that God is impressing certain things upon you. I'm so grateful for the man of God and the woman of God this morning that reached out to me and said, just spoke prophetically over my life and just began to declare things and to bless me. And I believe with everything in me that God sent that to me today, because he knew that some things were going to happen tonight, that I was going to have to press back into that and draw that out. I'm telling y'all, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. And I know this. I know that God always prepares us for what happens and what's coming. And so today was designed to just remind me, of what God has for me to do, of the lives that he has for me to impact. And that the change is coming, the shift is coming. So to not get caught up in what it looks like in the natural, what it looks like right now. Yeah, Britt, a lot. And I'm a firm believer, as boss as I am, as strong as I am, I never want people to forget that I am human, that I have emotions, that I have feelings, that I go through stuff. I just have learned not to let it take me out. And it's not that it doesn't feel like I want to quit sometimes. It's not that. It's so not that. It's that I know I can't quit. I can't. It's not an option for me. Too many lives connected to me. I can't quit. I can't. But I can't be tired. and I can feel. And I think it's important for us to allow people to feel, to allow people to be human, to understand that emotion is not weakness, it's reality. I've spent my life, yes, yes, Nikki. I've spent my life really, um, and this has been part of my challenge throughout my life, not really always allowing myself to feel. Like I would shut my emotions off because I felt like felt, if I allowed myself to feel, that I might not be able to come back. I might not be able to press through and make it through. So I would shut my feelings down. I would push them down. I would bury them deep. And I think this past year has been really pivotal for me because God has allowed stuff to come up that was suppressed years ago, decades ago. He's allowed stuff to come up so that I could really deal with and feel the emotions because I never allowed myself to feel them. I never allowed myself to really feel them because I didn't have time to feel them because I had to keep going. I didn't have time to deal with it because life was still happening. I was still parenting and teaching and moving and doing all of these things. And so I didn't have time to allow myself to process my emotions. But that's a trick of the enemy too, right? It's a trick of the enemy that you don't have time to process emotions. It's a trick of the enemy that you can't allow yourself to feel because what he wants is he wants you to push everything down so that things can just explode at some later point. Mm. Oh, Christina, I just was talking about you about a month ago. It's so good to see you. My God. Mm, thank you. I appreciate that. Y'all, listen, I need y'all to get this. I need y'all to really get this. And I want you to share this broadcast because I promise you, so many people are dealing with so much right now. And they're trying to just figure it out. They're just trying to figure it out. They're trying to figure out what in the world is going on in my life, what in the world is happening right now. They're trying to figure it out and they don't understand it and they don't get it. And they're just trying to figure it out. But I promise you, there's some people that are on the verge of saying, I freaking quit. I give up. They're on the verge of it. Maybe they were in a position where they were winning, and all of a sudden it was like the rug was snatched out from them, and they're saying, I quit. I throw my hands up. I want you to understand that no matter how bad it seems, no matter how bad it is, listen, listen. You got to just hold on. You got to just hold on. If you just hold on. Y'all, listen, I'm talking to myself right now. I'm talking to myself. Girl, hold on. Just hold on. Hold on. And sometimes all you can do is hold on by a string. It feels like you are just holding on by a string, and at any moment you're going to snap. But if you will just hold on, I promise you this, you're going to get to the other side of it, but you just have to hold on. And in your holding, you got to press into God. Find that song or those songs that encourage you, that strengthen you, and listen to them over and over again. You know, just talk to God. Listen, people make prayer complicated. Prayer is not complicated. When I pray, I'm simply having a conversation with God. When I pray, I'm just having a conversation with God because, listen, God knows me. He knows me. Tonight, I just said, what? What is this? Why does this feel like this? What is going on? You know, I just had to talk to my daddy, and in that moment, I just wanted my daddy to talk back to me, to let me know it's okay, baby. You know? See, this is the thing about daddies. Daddies are your safe space. Daddy is your protector. Daddy is the arms that you fall in, the lap that you sit on, that you know you covered, that you good. Daddies will strengthen you. They'll love you, and then they say, okay, now go on, get back in the fight. That's right, Andrew. You got to stay in the fight and never give up. Be loyal to the king, and we win, because the end of the story is we win. We already know the end. We know the end. Like, I know in the end, I win, right? That's not the issue. That's not the issue. In the end, I win, right? The issue is in the middle. In the middle. In the middle, sticking and staying. In the middle, pressing on. In the middle, right? Being able to just get through the middle. I'm sorry, y'all. Look, this thing is real. This is real. I'm snotting and stuff. Oh, God. Uh, and everybody won't understand your middle. They won't. Everybody won't understand your middle. They won't understand the things that you've gone through. They won't understand. They won't understand your pain. They won't understand your decision making. They won't understand it. Everybody won't. They won't understand. And so people will judge you, and they'll talk about you, and they'll make all these assumptions about you, about who you are and how you are. And, they'll say mean, hurtful, and nasty things. And you still got to stay in the fight, because somebody has to be the example. Somebody has to be the light. Somebody has to make it through it so that they can let everybody else know that they can make it through it. Hmm. When you're closest to your breakthrough, when you're closest to your breakthrough, that's when all hell breaks loose. Inevitably, that's what happens. All hell breaks loose. And it seems as though everything has been in vain. It's not. I'm so grateful to God, because these are the times when I have to look back over my life, and I have to talk through what He's already brought me through. The times when I just knew I wouldn't make it. Like, I just knew I wouldn't. I knew I wasn't going to be able to come out on the other side of it. And I did, every single time. And you have to look back and begin to celebrate those victories, because they serve as old landmarks, monuments of what God has done in the past. My laptop is getting ready to die, but I just want you guys to know that this is the time to look back and see what God has brought you through, see how He's brought you through it, and be reminded that if He brought you through that, He'll bring you through this. I remember my senior year in high school. I think it was the most difficult year. one of the most difficult years of my life. Got pregnant, had an abortion, had a scholarship, a full academic scholarship to a top university, the flagship university in our state. A few weeks after my abortion, my grandmother died. A few weeks after my grandmother died, my 14-year-old brother drowned. That's a lot of trauma. That's a lot of trauma for a 17-year-old. That's a lot. And God brought me through it. And I share that not to seek sympathy, but to let you know when you look at me, there's so many things that I've been through that you may not know that have helped to fashion me into the woman that I am today, and that have given me the strength and the courage to continue on. And that's why I know my pain is never just for me. What I go through is never just for me. It's always designed to be an encouragement to somebody else. It's always designed to let somebody else know that they can make it through it. So when I talk to people about things, I talk to them about dealing with death. I don't talk from a place of not knowing. I come from a place where I know I've had death close to me, And, there are things that I thought I'd never make it through. I thought I'd never make it through losing a child, right? But I did. All the things that I thought would just absolutely take me out, they didn't. Ending a marriage or losing a child or losing my grandparents who raised me, losing my brother, like it didn't take me out. Death didn't take me out. Trying to commit suicide, like it didn't take me out. I couldn't even be successful in it because God said there's more for you to do. And that's what you need to know. There's more for you to do. There's more. There's more for you to do. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful. And I'm going to tell you why I'm grateful. I love you too, Dallas. You're welcome. I really am talking to myself, girl. I'm really just talking to myself. I'm trying to encourage myself, girl. I'm trying to encourage myself, honey. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. I tell you, listen, there's so much, y'all. There's so much that we go through as people. But this is why I'm grateful. Because I got to finish this before my laptop dies. This is why I'm grateful. I'm grateful because let me tell y'all something. God has taught me the importance of dealing with emotions and that it doesn't indicate weakness, but it allows you to have the strength you need to continue on. I needed that cry. That cry, and I'm not done. I'm gonna do some more crying when I get off here. I gotta be able to do the full snot running cry. I can't do that with y'all. Like I'm all like, oh, let me get my nose. I don't want them to see me snotting. But I'm telling you, listen, you've got to deal with your emotions. And this is what I see people doing. This is what I see people doing. I see people suppressing emotions, not dealing with emotions. Yeah, business might be great, this is going well, but you got all this stuff that's suppressed that's going to come up and come out somehow. It has to. It can't stay down there. So it has to come up somehow. And I've learned that if you're only dealing with certain parts of your life, then you're always going to miss it. And that's why I do what I do. Listen, let me tell you something. That's why I do what I do because listen, I can be real enough to be authentic and to share things that other people would not share, that they wouldn't tell anybody about, that they would just do in secret and in quiet. But what God told me, he said, I've made you to be a display. He said, I've made you to be a display to the people. I want you to show them how to go through it. I want you to show them what it looks like, because too often we won't allow ourselves to experience things because we don't want other people to judge us. We don't want other people to look down on us like it's going to mess up our bossness. Listen, I'm a boss in the middle of crying tears and snot, and I'm a boss. Why? Because I know how to allow myself to feel emotions so that I don't have to suppress them and have them come out in some crazy way, dealing with someone in a situation that has nothing to do with why I'm feeling all of this, but it's going to get the brunt of it. See, that's unhealthy. That's unhealthy. Having a good cry, letting stuff out, having a conversation, going to therapy, like all of that stuff. Oh, that's good stuff right there. It's when we won't do those things. Taking medicine when you need it. Hey, listen, that's just real. That's just real. If you need some help, matter of fact, let me tell y'all something. I'm getting ready. Listen, y'all, I need y'all to hear me tonight. Listen, I'm getting ready to, where is it at? It's over there. I'm getting ready to take my Vita Plus. Now, listen, Vita Plus is an energy booster. Like, it gives you energy, right? But it also has all of the B vitamins in it. And I haven't taken it lately. Haven't been taking it. That's probably why my emotions have been like I've been a little extra sensitive, a little extra emotional, because I haven't been taking it. But it also helps to balance me out. Helps balance me out. I'm taking it tonight. I might be up all night, but I got to take it because listen, all this stuff that's going on inside of me, like if I don't get this in check, it's not good. It's not good. And I've learned how to identify those times when it's not good so that I can do what I need to do to be able to protect myself and those around me and those connected to me. See, it's so much bigger than just me. You're welcome, Nikki. Girl, I know it's real. It's real. So I just want to encourage you all. Oh, hey, Malcolm. Mhm. I want to encourage you all. I want to encourage you to stay the course. I want to encourage you to, with all that's going on, hold on for dear life. And know this. Know that God has got you. He is for you and not against you. Listen, I'm on 1%. And so let me close out and say, I declare and decree that everything your hands touch will prosper, and every place your feet tread, God will give you dominion. That he will give you dominion over your heart and your emotions, over your mind and your thinking, over your body and your actions, because you belong to the Most High and you have strength that you've yet to tap into. I love you guys to life and life. Oh, before I forget, let me tell y'all this. If you want to find out how you can get balance in your life, how you can deal with this stuff, I want you to get balance. Go to getbalancewithdrv.com. Getbalancewithdrv.com. Schedule you a free strategy session. Schedule you a free strategy session, and let's figure out where you're off balance, out of kilter, and create a plan to help you get there. Listen, I love you guys. Have an amazing night. Be blessed.